guys, and welcome to, I guess, what you could call the pilot episode of classic rock and country music trivia, facts and trivia. I hope you guys please subscribe as soon as you get here. Just do that first thing. Let's check it out. All right. Go ahead, click it. That subscribe button right down there. Yeah, there you go. And I'll ring the bell. See the little bell down there? Hit the bell. It'll notify you when new videos come out, which should be daily. Today's video is on some facts about, and some of them I did not know, so there may be some in there you don't know as well, about Buddy Holly. Let's take a look. Buddy Holly opened for Elvis Presley. By the time he hit high school, Buddy Holly was playing guitar by 1953. When he was only 17, he was playing regularly on the radio in the country and western duo Buddy and Bob. Bob was Bob Montgomery, a friend from elementary school. On February 13, 1955, at the Fair Park Coliseum in Lubbock, Bubby and Bob opened for Elvis. With Holly borrowing Presley's Martin guitar for the occasion, the pair would open for Presley twice more that year. Peggy Sue was originally Cindy Lou. The single, released on September 20th, 1957, first carried the moniker of Holly's niece, Cindy Lou Cater. But Jerry Allison, the Crickets drummer, who co-wrote the song with Holly and Norman Petty, prevailed upon the others to name it after his girlfriend Peggy Sue Guerin. Happy ending: Allison and Peggy Sue got married. Unhappy? They divorced in 1965. Peggy Sue hit number 3 on the Billboard charts, and in 2011, Rolling Stone ranked it 197th on its list of the 500 greatest songs of all time. Rock and roll as we know it wouldn't exist without Buddy Holly. The source of the above quote is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which should know. But their opinion is widely shared. Bruce Eder, writing at allmusic.com, called Holly the single most influential creative force in early rock and roll. In 2011, the Rolling Stone ranked him 13th on the list of the 100 greatest artists of all time. Extraordinary, especially when you consider that he died at the age of 22 after a recording career that lasted less than 2 years. He only had one number 1 hit. It's hard to imagine, because so many Buddy Holly singles are classics, but only one topped the U.S. charts. That'll Be the Day in 1957. It also hit the top spot in England, and not long after that, the Quarrymen covered it in their first recording. You can hear it on the Beatles anthology. If not for Buddy Holly's band, the Crickets, there would be no Beatles. John, Paul, George, and Stu Sutcliffe, who played bass for the band during the Hamburg days, were all huge Buddy Holly fans. When trying to come up with a new name for the band, the Quarrymen, their original name after school they went to, was Growing Long in the Tooth. They thought of the Crickets, then Insects, then Beatles, and eventually, after several variations as a pun, Beatles, spelt B-E-A-T-L-E-S. It was a beat and Beatles, and when you said it, people thought of crawly things, and when you read it, it was beat music, John Lennon explained in 1964. Buddy Holly turned down Ed Sullivan, well, the third time at least. In 1957 and 58, Holly and the Crickets were workaholics on the fast track, touring constantly and recording whenever they had a chance. They played on Ed Sullivan's popular variety show twice, but before the latter appearance had a disagreement with Sullivan, who said they shouldn't play Old Boy, thought it was too rowdy. They played it anyway with great success. When they were invited back to play the TV marquee again, Buddy told Sullivan's people to forget it. The Lubbock boys didn't need him anymore. Holly and Sullivan had clashed during the show's rehearsal. Holly's band went AWOL temporarily. I guess the Crickets are not too excited to be on the Ed Sullivan show, the host said. I hope they're damn more excited than I am, Holly replied. Buddy Holly's glasses made him a fashion trendsetter. When Holly started out, he wore nondescript plastic and wire-frame glasses, but his eye doctor, inspired by Phil Silver's character Sergeant Bilko, convinced him to switch to horn-rimmed models. These would soon become popularized as Buddy Holly glasses. It was Buddy's perception that the glasses helped make him. His optometrist, Dr. J. Davis Armistead, said he was really pleased. He needed the glasses because he had 20/800 vision. If you're ever in Lubbock and want to find the Buddy Holly Center, just look for a giant pair of horn-rimmed glasses, a 5-foot tall, 13-foot wide, 750-pound sculpture of the glasses, created by Lubbock artist Steve Teeters, was installed there in 2002. Buddy Holly was a prototypical singer-songwriter. Before Holly came along, pop music performance and songwriting were, for the most part, separate business. Composers crafted tunes in places like New York's Brill Building, and performers picked from among those songs to record and sing in concert. But Holly and the Crickets wrote most of their own material, which didn't go unnoticed by the next generation of rock and rollers. The fact that the group relied on originals from their singles made them unique and put them years ahead of their time. Bruce Vedder wrote at Billboard.com, noting that the group's first 3 hits, That'll Be the Day, Old Boy, and Peggy Sue, were originals, a stark contrast to Elvis Presley, who didn't really write any of his own tunes. Buddy Holly discovered Waylon Jennings. Holly and Jennings had met in Lubbock, Texas, their hometown, and Holly took Jennings under his wing. Among other things, Holly set up Jennings' first recording session and played guitar on 2 songs laid down that day, Joe Blonde and When Sin Stops, Love Begins. After the Crickets broke up in late '58, Holly recruited guitarist Tommy Alsop, drummer Carl Brunch, and with Jennings to form his new band. Jennings played bass. The 4 would be the headline act on the Winter Dance Tour Party of the Midwest, which began on January 23, 1959. The acts traveled the 24-city route by bus, but the brutally cold weather and long distances between nightly gigs proved to be such a problem that Holly chartered a plane from a tour date in Clear Lake, Iowa to Fargo, North Dakota, which was close to the next scheduled venue. It was a small plane, and Jennings originally had one of the seats, but gave up his spot to J.P. Richardson, better known as the Big Bopper. The plane crashed in a windy snowstorm shortly after taking off, killing Buddy Holly, Richardson, and Richie Valens, along with the pilot. The Winter Dance Party tour continued without its headliners, with Jennings singing Holly's vocals. Jennings felt guilty about the accident for the rest of his life, as he told the story in Waylon, an autobiography. Before the plane took off, he and Holly had bantered. "Well, I hope your old bus freezes up," Holly said, to which Jennings responded, "Well, I hope your old plane crashes." The widowed bride, referenced in John McLean's American Pie, was Buddy Holly's wife. Don McLean's 1971 classic is all about the fateful plane crash. In the 3rd verse, he sings, "I can't remember if I cried when I read about his widowed bride." The bride was Maria Elena Holly, who Buddy wed just 2 weeks after meeting her at a music publisher in New York where she worked. She was pregnant when he died, but suffered a miscarriage a few days later. Santiago Holly still controls much of the continuing business related to Holly's music, but doesn't own the songs. They're held by Paul McCartney. 2009, she told MassLive.com that she liked American Pie but disagreed with its central premise. "Buddy may not be here, but the music has not died," she said. "It is still alive and well." And there you go. First episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please, if you have not, at the beginning, when you should have, you should have. But go ahead and subscribe now if you have not. Go ahead, click it, and click that little bell, and you'll be notified when new videos come out. Don't forget classic sitcoms, facts, and trivia. Make sure you head on over there and check that out. Beverly Hillbillies facts and trivia. Andy Griffith Show facts and trivia. They're all the links are in the description below in case you need them. Have a great day. God bless. Be praying for you. Rock and roll.